Hey guys, it's Ryan here, and today we are going to review the CR10 3D printer. So this is the first 3D printer I've ever owned with a 300 by 300 by 400 millimeter build volume. It is ginormous. I'm telling you guys, it's a lot bigger than a lot of people need. But the coolest thing about this whole big build volume is that you can print multiple things at once, and that's what I basically used it for. As you can see, my 3D printer project is still going. I'll have an update on that in the future. But as you can see, the printer's huge. So we got that out of the way. Now what we're going to talk about is the build plate itself. And I actually want to talk about this a little bit. So the build plate itself is a glass build plate, which comes with tape. The issue with the tape is I don't really like tape. It doesn't leave a nice finish on the bottom. So what I do is just heat up the bed to 60°C and just use straight on glass. Everything sticks to it perfectly, and once it cools down, I just seriously put my finger underneath it, pop it off, and I have a print. It actually works really, really, really well. You might be surprised, but yeah, so the build plate is pretty nice. In terms of the extruder, it's not the best extruder, but it's actually a pretty good extruder. I mean, it's not the best. Like it's a clone of a little bit of an E3D, but then again, it's not a clone. But the coolest thing is the cooling on this thing's great. The cooling fans are fantastic. I actually printed a couple lattice cubes, and they both came out fantastic. So this cooling is fantastic. Also, the box over here has two cooling fans as well, one for the power supply and one just to cool down the board. So this thing has a lot of fans. Another awesome thing about the extruder is that it never clogs. It never clogs, okay? I've had that issue where it does clog. It was just because the PTFE tube was not in it. And you might be, and yeah, so that's why. But as you can see, I don't have it connected. It's because my Z-coupling, not my Z-coupling, my extruder coupling kind of pulled out of the tube. So I need to replace them. That's why the machine's not working right now. But let's talk about the print quality. Then, actually, let's talk about the features. So this includes a 300 millimeter by 300 millimeter by 400 millimeter bed. If you're America like me, it's 12 by 12 by 16-ish inches. Which is huge. I mean, the MakerBot Z18 we thought was huge has 12 by 12 by 18. So you can see how good this value for money. I'll get to that later. But yeah, and it also has a 0.4 millimeter nozzle, which I'll get into later, and actually has a heated bed, has great print quality, which I'll get into later, and yeah. So basically, those are all the features. Another cool thing I really like about this printer is the spool holder and where it is, so you can just load your filament right into it. It's pretty nice. Nice to have a spool holder. Another awesome feature about it. Actually, no, we're done pretty much with features. I like the design of it. I think it looks really cool. But we're done with features. So, okay, now we're gonna talk about print quality. This thing prints beautifully at 0.3 resolution. I print everything at 0.3, so it goes faster. Lines are straight, lines are great, X and Y directions are accurate. Dude, this thing is fantastic at printing. Now, one thing you have to keep in mind is that while printing, it's a pretty quiet machine, but you also have to understand that this is pretty slow. It's the slowest 3D printer I own, actually. That or the Fabricator Mini, but it's slow because it has such a big build volume to push. So I would say 60 millimeters per second is probably the max on this machine. I would recommend around 50. So yeah, don't be a speed demon with this thing. But another thing I want you guys to help me out on is I don't know how to replace the nozzle. I tried it multiple times, it just won't come off. I unscrewed the little lock, still not coming off. So I don't know what's going on there. But now we're gonna get into things I don't like about the printer, and there's a lot. Okay, a lot more than a lot of reviewers. None of these people even talk about this stuff. One is the cable management. I don't know how well you can see that, but I don't like how it's cable. Now, I had to retape it and stuff, but still, on the original, it did not look good. I didn't like it at all. It's just because this can droop down and touch your print. Ugh, I hate it. Another thing I hate about this printer, I think a couple people were saying this, the calibration is brutal. Once you calibrate it though, it prints great, but I had to calibrate it about 10 times to get that perfect first layer. Trust me guys, it's a pain, but once you get through it, it's actually a pretty good printing experience after. Another gripe I have with it is that it takes forever to heat up the bed, and that makes sense. I mean, it's a big bed. I mean, for the size of the bed, it's not too bad, but then again, the speed is another gripe. It goes pretty slow. It's not like a typical 3D printer. Most 3D printers can hit 80 pretty easily. This one cannot. Well, it can, but you would get really bad print quality. Another thing I don't really like about it is that the nozzles, I can't change out the nozzles easily, and that is a huge problem. Also, if the extruder goes out, I don't know what extruder it is. It's pretty much a proprietary extruder. So, I mean, those are pretty much my gripes about it. I don't really find any more. A couple things I don't really like is that this is 3D printed right here. That's acrylic, that's injection molded. But really, for the price of this printer, I'm not complaining. So, what is the price of this printer? I think a lot of people already know this. It is $389 on GearBest right now. And that is really awesome. But I don't recommend buying it through GearBest. And the reason why is because it's on like a 3 to 4 week lead time right now. And you'll be waiting a while for this printer to arrive. So I recommend going on eBay and searching up the Hicktop clone of this. It's exactly the same machine. It's in blue instead of orange, and it's $487, and it ships the next day. So, I want you guys to consider that one. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. Please like and subscribe. I hope I answered all of your questions about the CR10 and gave an overall review of it. Bye!